making my Monday Night Raw review from last night, from Monday Night Raw on on October 2nd, 2023, the best Monday Night main event in 2023. Now my video gonna be about maybe 30 or 40 minutes long. We'll see how long it goes. Let's see how many subscribers I can get. See how many views I can get. My video is sponsored by JD from New York, Solomon the Sound Off, Pro Wrestling Inc., Fightful Wrestling with Sean WhatsApp. I got more in the way, so hit that like button, leave a comment, please subscribe to my channel. I can't wait. Wrestle Talk podcast. Now I will. Now I will talk about Monday Night Raw last night. I'll talk about NXT, the NXT No Mercy Fallout. We got the women's tournament. Also, Dominic Mysterio getting a rematch against Trick Williams. Yeah, we got the breakout tournament for the women. Jason Salcedo will be reviewing the show tonight. We know that AEW, the 4-year anniversary, Adam Cole is gonna be debuting. Wait. Yeah, cause Wednesday is Dynamite. I don't know why they said Tuesday, but Wednesday is Dynamite. Adam Cole on Dynamite 4-year anniversary. I did not do a review on AEW Wrestle Dream, but I will talk about it later on. Here's Fastlane. Here's SmackDown. That's the go home show for Fastlane. And here's the news and rumors. A WWE teasing a return of CM Punk. And it's also rumored that we heard about Triple H and Stephanie possibly getting a divorce. Um, Technical warfare between Brian Dennis and Sasha Bar. Jade Cargill WWE plans her debut elite. And here's fan can't cope as is now elite. Fan calling them the turncoat sellout. Fans upset that my bad. Fans upset that Adam Copeland is on AEW. Here's NXT. We have Books and Tyler Bate versus Gatus. We have GD and Belair. Becky Lynch is showing up. Now, I want to talk about Monday Night Raw, but let's talk about JD from New York first. Actually, no, I think I'll just wait. Might as well talk about Monday Night Raw, get over with. And you got no Fastlane is in Indianapolis this Saturday. John Cena's on the cover. Alright, here's Monday Night Raw. Alright, so the show opened up. It was a pretty good show. It wasn't the best show. It was a good show. It was a very good show. Very decent. The show opened up with a brawl. Now this is something that's unusual. Something that we don't expect. We got 4 women who brawled at the start of the show. Nia Jax, Shannon Baszler, Raquel Rodriguez, Rhea Ripley. Yes, Rhea Ripley, our champion. Mommy came back, came out to a big pop. She's still over. She was off TV for 2 weeks selling the attack from Nia Jax. Maybe this may be a failed 4-way. I don't know. Now, what is Rhea doing for Fastlane? Because she didn't have a match for Fastlane. I thought she was gonna fight Nia Jax. But we got this all-out brawl. Then the security and referee, they come in, they break up the whole fight. But Rhea, she stays in the ring. like a badass. And she calls out Judgment Day. Damian Priest and Dominic came out. Finn Balor wasn't there. I think he was. They say he wasn't clear tonight. He was still on the attack from last week. So they came out. Rhea's upset that Dominic lost. Rhea's upset that Dominic lost the North American title at No Mercy, and she's also blaming Damian Priest for not keeping Judgment Day in control, for not helping Dominic retain the title at No Mercy. Which also felt weird because she was upset at Damian Priest, but then she blaming Dominic, and then she gave Dominic a rematch tonight at NXT, where Dominic, are you win back your North American Championship on NXT, or you don't come back at all. I don't know why we're teasing Dominic leaving Judgment Day. So that means Dominic needs to win his North American title back. And if he doesn't, I don't know what we're doing. But anyway, this all led to Jey Uso coming out, interrupting Judgment Day. Cody Rhodes comes out. Then we got a brawl between them, Dominic and JD. Adam Pearce comes out and announcing that Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes will team up and face Finn Balor and Damian Priest for the tag team championship at Fastlane. I don't know why. This match was made out of nowhere, or just made randomly. It was made out of nowhere. What had Cody and Jay done to earn a tag team title match on Fastlane? Cody wasn't really done anything on Monday Night Raw. Jey Uso, he's a got there and they're telling a storyline about Jey Uso coming to the show, making it right with everyone else on the main roster. Cody Rhodes shouldn't be in a tag team chasing the tag team titles. But they made a match official for this Saturday at Fastlane. I don't like it. I don't agree with it. It makes no sense why it's happening. Cody Rhodes being a tag team and if they win titles, it will kind of diminish Cody Rhodes' story and devalue his singles one. It's all about Cody Rhodes trying to finish the story, winning the world title for Roman Reigns. Him being a tag team kind of diminishes that story. Now Cody and Jey should not win it. This match was just manifested randomly. There's no build, there's no story, there's no reason why it's there. Only reason why it's on Fastlane because they need to give Cody Rhodes a match on this show. He needs to have something to do on his pay-per-view. That's why this match is made official. Now during the show, during the show, Cody Rhodes was in a promo saying that he did tease that this Friday, Cody and Jay will be on SmackDown. I get they'll tease something. Maybe they will upset the bloodline. It will upset Jimmy and Solo. Maybe Wayne will get upset when he comes back next week. Maybe, and we'll see. We'll see what happens there. Yeah, I don't like it. Um, Fastlane is a filler pay per view with a lot of throwaway matches that were just announced randomly. We got this tag team match. We got another tag team with Jimmy Solo, John Cena, and LA Knight. Then we got a six-man tag with the LWO and Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. We got a triple threat match with Charlotte, Asuka, and Io Sky for the Women's Championship. And I take it the main event is going to be Seth Rollins and Nakamura for the World Heavyweight Championship and a six-man tag. I mean, a last man standing. I think that the main event, Seth Rollins and Shinsuke Nakamura for the World Heavyweight Championship and a last man standing match. So that match will probably main event Fastlane. That's 5 matches on Fastlane. Now they could add another match, maybe Rhea and Nia Jax. That could be on the show. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. We have a pretty good match with Alpha Academy and Imperium. Imperium won. They need to look strong, and they're also taken seriously. The storyline with that Ludwig Kaiser trying to keep Giovanni Vinci together, helping him to impress Gunther. This was a very good match. Bronson Reed beat Cedric Alexander. I am legit shocked that Cedric hadn't been released. He hadn't been on Left on the Buttercut. As soon as Shelton Benjamin got released, you know Cedric couldn't get released. This might be his last match on Monday Night Raw. I feel bad for Cedric. He pretty much been a jobber. After they broke up the Hurt business and they broke up Cedric and Shelton Benjamin, Cedric is pretty much useless. He's pretty much a jobber. There's no plan for Cedric. He's not going to be with Bobby Lashley MVP. He's nothing but a jobber. This match went 2 minutes. Big Boss and Reed beat up Cedric. There were a few sloppiness in this match. He actually kind of sloppy his moveset in this match. But that match was a squash. Hold on, let's go back to JD from New York, see if they're here now.
Or none in the game. But we told you on Tuesday what I thought, believed, and heard was going to happen. Adam Copeland showed up, and realistically, he said it in his press conference. Adam Copeland said he wanted to be full time. He didn't want to do the part time schedule. WWE really didn't provide him with anything else besides that. I'm not taking away from anything he did, he being Adam Copeland, when he returned in 2020. But I will tell you the last 8 to 12 months, it was flat for me. The Sheamus match was great. His farewell to Toronto was great. Edge put over a lot of talent in WWE, but let's not mistake this. Edge was hardly mismanaged.
He was, and Judgment Day felt like a great thing. We're gonna get into all this stuff. The Judgment Day, led by Edge, it seemingly ended as quickly as it began, and there are reasons for that. I think he peaked as far as his return, Drew, with that WrestleMania match against Bryan Danielson and Roman Reigns. After that, it was pretty much downhill.
Yeah, and you know what? Like after the Orton injury and everything else like that, I mean, when he won the Royal Rumble, there was a lot of things that Edge did when he returned. First of all, his catalog and his matches before this were second to none. I'm a huge Edge fan, Adam Copeland. And
Yeah,
again,
me too.
I think it's strange the like flag planters for either company. It's stupid at times. It really is. It's nonsensical. And I'll give this. This is the best example I can give you. It's like when a musician leaves a label, goes to another one, right? We're all like, oh man, his or her music or the band might suffer, right? But as fans of that artist, that performer, we are going to follow and watch what they do or what he does somewhere else. You might not like it, you might love it, you might like it better than what he did before. Might be a whole new genre of stuff that he does in the music industry that we didn't think he could do because it's with a different label. He gets to express his creative and artistic freedom.
Yeah.
You guys are killing the vibe online with the whole like what a traitor, can't believe he came out to Metalingus, can't believe you think you know him, all this other stuff. Why don't you want Adam Copeland? Why don't you want, formerly known as Edge, to be happy? There's so much talent over there that he hasn't even touched. It's going to be fantastic. And if it's not, then it's not.
It's crazy. Yeah, that's a good analogy, man. It's not the same thing because he was fired from the band, but it almost kind of resembles Dave Mustaine leaving Metallica to go start Megadeth, and a lot of people were like, "Oh, fuck Megadeth! They're nothing but a Metallica ripoff." And you got your Metallica fans, and you got your Megadeth fans. Some people think what Dave Mustaine does with Megadeth is better than what James Hetfield and the rest of the guys do with Metallica. It's the same fucking thing. But at the end of the day, we're all getting these two bands, and we're getting fucking kick-ass music from both sides. It's like like, why are you arguing when you're getting the fans are benefiting?
I will never understand it. I liken the analogy of Dave Grohl. Okay, people love his stuff in Nirvana, right? And then Kurt Cobain unfortunately left this earth, and Dave Grohl decided, okay, well, I could either try and do something here with the whole Nirvana pieces, or I got to go do my own thing. And he went and did his own thing. And some people will say Dave Grohl never saw the heights that he will ever see again that he saw in Nirvana. But I would say the Foo Fighters and Dave Grohl are pretty damn successful. So I think that Edge is going to have Adam Copeland is going to be remembered and revered in both companies for what he is going to do. Stuff in WWE that he did, his body of work, is almost untouchable, truthfully. The stuff that he did, the stuff that he accomplished, he being Adam Copeland, truly, it is a masterclass of professional wrestling and sports entertainment. And he will go over now, Adam Copeland, to AEW and hopefully accomplish the same thing, which I think he will. And I will tell you the best version of Adam Copeland is Adam Copeland and the Rated R Superstar.
Yeah.
We are going to see that. You couldn't see that on WWE's Pro.
Drumming for Nirvana. His musical, I guess, kind of IQ and his imagination, his feeling would just be stuck in one place when he started the Foo Fighters and he did his own thing. Hey, guy. No, he's much with the main event. No. Let's see if they've got any involvement with what's going on. Let's see if we get an appearance as well.
Edge is an art. Adam Copeland is an artist at heart. The wrestling fan, and he wants to go paint on a new canvas. Shut up and enjoy what he's doing.
Yeah,
did he get paid a boatload of money? You goddamn right he did.
Yeah, he did. Fuck that, man. He's his family's well off. And another thing, before we get on to the discussion, Alter Bridge is 3/4 of Creed, right?
Yeah, no shit.
So I mean, if you enjoy Creed, you enjoy Creed. I prefer Alter Bridge because they're a little bit more my style, but it's the same band. Oh, I don't like Alter Bridge. It's the same fucking band. I mean, Mark Tremonti wrote everything over there, and he's writing everything over here. So what's the problem? Their musical horizons are so much better, man. It's just
look at Aaron Lewis from Stain.
Yeah,
he went from Stain to a country act.
Yeah, come on,
Including
guys.
The Blowfish.
We can sit here and fucking make musical analogies all night long. It's so stupid.
Hey, I don't understand why I'm not support. I can't support Adam Copeland. Actually, left my. That is the stupidest shit I've ever heard. Realistically, the man is going to go work with a boatload of talent, young talent, and he gets. Here's the other thing, right? The man wants to go out on his terms with his best friend. They are living a dream, literally a dream. Adam and Jay are living out their childhood dreams, and you all want to shit on it?
Unbelievable, man. Listen, we're going to get into all this. This is just the beginning. Thank you guys for joining us. We have 1,300 people. We haven't even hit the discussion yet. Follow Drew on social media at Andrew Baydala. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206. Please hit that thumbs up. The super chats are coming on in. We'll hang out with you guys and read through them at the end of the show. And if you guys want to go and check out any of the content that I've supplied with you on the channel, there was plenty of it. It's going to be another busy week, another pay-per-view weekend, and it's going to be a big one. So make sure you guys go check all of that out.
Yeah.
Drew, I'll leave it up to you as always. What are we starting off with here, man?
Well, I mean, we're going to get back to Edge and Adam Copeland. I think that's going to be like the main event, right? The main course. I want to talk about MJF. I want to talk about what he said in his post-show scrum about the wrestling business, because I like MJF a lot. And when he said what he said, I thought to myself, holy shit. First of all, he's a Long Island guy. I've had my problems with what he did staying in character with kids.
Yeah.
But
it was funny, man. Come on.
No. But I will say Max hits every chord that I want him to as a professional wrestler, and I have so much respect for him. What he said on the post-show scrum, I was like, holy shit. I was like, Max is so far ahead of some of these younger cats in this business and everything else. That he gets it. He just gets it. I knew. And when he said what he said, I thought to myself, wow.
All right. So I'm just talking about AEW, talking about Adam Copeland and MJF. Might as well go back to WWE, get back to my review on Monday Night Raw. I was talking about, yes, I was on that one. Bronson Reed, Cedric Alexander, poor Cedric, but he got squashed. After that, we did get what I thought what the highlight of the show was this great contract signing with Tommaso Ciampa and Gunter. Now, this match was supposed to be set next week on Monday Night Raw, but it was tonight. It was on the main event, because now I just want you guys to know that Monday Night Raw was advertised with Jey Uso and Damian Priest. That was supposed to main event Monday Night Raw last night, or Becky Lynch and Tegan Nox, but that didn't happen. They said Damian Priest was not cleared to wrestle Jey Uso tonight, so that match didn't happen. They scrapped it. Becky Lynch was not cleared to defend her title against Tegan Nox as they advertised it. Becky Lynch got injured in her match with Tiffany Stratton at Extreme Rules. She actually broke her arm. Well, not broke her arm, but her arm got cut, and she had to get this. They had to this up. She had to wear an arm sling. We saw her later tonight on the show. So she wore that arm slings, so she couldn't defend her title on Raw. That's why we got this match. I thought we had a great contract signed. It was this. I'm so happy for Ciampa getting this opportunity, being pushed, being himself. He hasn't been booked that great. He's hasn't been off TV for a while. He's been wrestling matches. We got the big match. I was hoping this match would be on Fastlane. I was hoping. I thought it could have been great for a pay per view, but it was in Monday Night Raw in the main event. We will talk about that when we get to it. But so after they were talking, after they signed the contract, and after they got done talking, then we get a brawl. Tommaso Ciampa lost in the execution. He lost in his submission that he usually does, and tried to make Gunter tap out. Gunter didn't. He rolled out of there. Tommaso holding up the championship. I thought it was a great way. It was a great segment. They really sold me. Sold a lot of people that Ciampa got to beat Gunter. I think it would been. I think it would have been better on pay per view, but we'll get we'll get to that match when we talk about it. First, to talk about the other matches and the other segment that happened on the show. Xavier Wood versus Ivar was a pretty good match. It was also a great match. Crowd was into it. It's crazy how we're seeing Viking Raiders and New Day in these singles matches. Like last week we had Kofi Kingston and Ivar in a good match, and now we got Xavier Wood and Eric. Now Viking Raiders are getting over. New Day doing good on TV. This was a great match. I think Xavier Wood won by a roll up. This match may have gone 9 minutes. Xavier Wood won by a roll up, and after he won, that's when Ivar attacked him, and then he attacked the New Day. So they're still trying to protect the Viking Raiders. Very good match. Um, I thought Seth Rollins and Nakamura had a fantastic segment. They had great promos. Nakamura, Seth Rollins said kind of a great promo. Michael Cole came out and said, and the other thing is that Michael Cole been a commentator in WWE for 26 years. He's only missed two shows on Raw, two Raw shows. That's crazy. So I give props to Michael Cole. And they're really trying to sell Seth Rollins a back injury of him getting back surgery. They really sold it on this. So after Rollins cut that promo, Nakamura cut a great promo on the screen and showed that he was speaking in Japanese and it showed the subtitles. And Nakamura comes out, attacks Seth Rollins, hit him with a steel chair, hit taking shots from behind, hit him with a few chair shots, and then he started counting 1, 2, 3. He would count to 10, teasing that he could win the title. I thought this segment was great. It was fantastic. I'm loving Nakamura's heel turn so far. This is a pretty good feud. Great promo, great brawl. The way Team Nakamura can do it. Now I'm not sure who can win this match at Fastlane. I think obviously Seth Rollins is gonna win it. Nakamura he may get screwed even though he's the heel. Now based on what we saw on television, based on what we saw last week, maybe Ricochet. Ricochet could get involved and screw Nakamura to protect Nakamura. And if protect Nakamura and keeps him strong, maybe Ricochet can get involved. Maybe. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, Seth Rollins will definitely retain. This will main event Fastlane. He'll definitely retain. After that, we got Tegan Nox defeated Chelsea Green. This match went 2 minutes. I feel like Vince McMahon is in charge. This may have been a Vince McMahon match. Natalia Bass saw Piper Niven to help Tegan Knox beat Chelsea Green in about 2 minutes because Tegan Knox couldn't wrestle Becky Lynch because Becky couldn't compete. So she wrestled Chelsea Green in another match. Natalia raised her hand. I'm glad that we're seeing new people on TV. Tegan Knox, she trying to get momentum. She wants to get an opportunity. The match went 2 minutes. There's nothing to talk about the match. Hold on. Go back to this for a minute.
Kind of cold that day. We'll get there. I guess we'll start with
you.
yeah. I guess we'll go to. You know, we might as well keep it with the Wrestle Dream stuff because I know Drew has watched Wrestle Dream. He knows what happened at Wrestle Dream. I covered Wrestle Dream with Jesse. I got 2 hours of sleep that night because I'm here till 4 o'clock in the morning. It was ridiculous. But you know, business is business and duty calls. But I thought it was a great show, Drew. I thought it was. A lot of people were saying it was the best AEW show all year. I mean, that's.
All right. I'm not still talking about Wrestle Dream. I probably will talk about it after, but I'm gonna finish do my wall review. All right. So as I was saying, Drew McIntyre, he still. Now I thought the segment was kind of nauseating and really annoying. Drew McIntyre comes out. He's still teasing they gonna turn heel. Hopefully, clearly Drew McIntyre can't turn heel quick enough. And I think these segments with the Miz is just getting annoying. Getting annoying. It's not doing anything for me. We don't need the Miz on TV. Drew McIntyre came out, started talking. It was supposed to be mid TV, but then I get that got scrapped. Because Drew McIntyre came out, cuts a promo, he turning heel. He's saying he doesn't care about anyone else. And the Miz interrupted him. Miz told him, don't tell him to shut up. I mean, this wasn't funny. The best part was the Miz getting his ass beat by Drew McIntyre. McIntyre made a statement when an underhanded assault on the Miz. So they did this impromptu match where Drew McIntyre wrestled the Miz while the Miz were wearing a suit. McIntyre beat with a Claymore, and that was it. How long did match? 2 minutes? 4 minutes? Might have been 4 minutes, I think. Yeah, that was the match. Holds a stick at front the way Drew McIntyre. I already talked about this. Cody Rhodes to Judgment Day. Jay and I are coming for the tag team titles. I already talked about this segment earlier. I will talk about the main event, the best thing on the show. Gunther versus Tommaso Ciampa for the Intercontinental Championship. That was in the main event. There was a fantastic match. It was a 5-star classic. Gunther is a legend. Gunther is the best champion in WWE right now. One of the best Intercontinental champion in the modern era. The guy been putting on banger after banger after banger. He been getting a 5-star classic. I believe this match went over 20 minutes. Cause this main event started around the main event started I think at 10:25 if you count the entrances and the ring introduction. But this match was about 23 minutes. This was a fantastic match. There was a lot in this match that happened. This match was phenomenal. Gunther's the best champion today. I actually wish this match was on pay-per-view. It would have been a lot better for Fastlane because Fastlane is not a lot of filler and throwaway matches. This would definitely made the pay-per-view. I think it would have been great for Fastlane. Fastlane, there's only one singles match. They could add a second match, I don't know. But it was a fantastic match. And that's what we saw in the match. Now Gunther, but he locked in a chokehold on Ciampa, and Ciampa passed out. Gunther won clean. He won fair and square. He won clean. And after that, after he won, he walked away. He walked up the ramp. Imperium came in. They attacked Ciampa. They beat him up for a few minutes. And all of a sudden, we hear Johnny Gargano. Johnny Gargano made his return. Gargano made his return to WWE. He made his return after being off TV for all these months. Last time we saw Gargano was back in March. I believe it was back in March when he was with Dexter Lumis and Candice and Indy. but been all these months. He came out, he helped Ciampa, and then they did their finisher on Imperium. And right when they did that, the show ended. The show legit ended after Gargano came and helped Ciampa, and then they double teamed Imperium, and both of them were about to do their finisher. The show ended. Now this is a possible DIY return, DIY reunion. Maybe I think first we have to build them up, have them win massive, build a storyline, give them some momentum, and I think DIY is the right team to beat the Judgment Day. Hopefully it's not Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso, and if it is, they'll be transitional champions because Cody Rhodes had no business being in a tag team, going after tag team titles. That would diminish his story, and he's not gonna have a long title reign. He's gonna have a transitional thing to where they'll lose it in like a couple of weeks or a month, and Judgment Day will probably win it back, and then I think we'll get. I think DIY is the right babyface team because after since Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, they lost the titles. They were the babyface team that was over. Since they lost, now they're done. I think DIY is the next team. Gargano and Ciampa are new people. I think they can win it, and that's how. But yeah, that was Monday Night Raw. It was a decent show. I didn't mind. Thought the opener was alright. Thought this match was great. A great contract signing. Great match for D2. Great promo with Nakamura and Rollins. Drew McIntyre, hopefully he turns heel. Hopefully that they get it going. But the best part was the main event. The best main event of tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, even if we were trying to like even like kind of nitpick things, I don't know if that's. I mean, it was so you couldn't tell those pictures. You could do so many things.
Alright, so as for NXT, you guys know tonight is NXT. Becky Lynch opened the show. She celebrates after she retained that NXT No Mercy. She is searching for her next challenger.
But as good as standing side by side.
Indy Hartwell. She made a return after being out with an injury. Actually, she wasn't injured. Actually, I forgot Indy. Well, she was injured, but I forgot she was on the main roster a few months ago. Now she's on NXT.
I'm standing here to tell you that I respect you. I respect your WrestleManias. I respect your.
What's in Perez? Is she a heel? Is she a heel?
SummerSlam. I
She might be a heel.
respect you so much, Becky. And that's exactly why I'm out here to look you dead in the face and tell you that I want my women's title back.
Okay, you all make some excellent points, but the winner will face him tonight with a good old-fashioned triple threat match tonight. The winner will face me at night one at Halloween Havoc. Welcome, big time.
So is that triple threat match gonna be tonight? It might be. Also, we got a tag team match with Butch and Taylor Bay versus Galonis. Yeah, the tag team match.
There you go. There you go. It's also the name of the band. So I'll leave that to you. You emo kids out there. Not my cup of tea. Swerve, Drew. I know a lot of people looked at that Swerve match with Adam Page.
Alright.
I'm all about.
Mentos gum comes in a durable
All right,
paperboard
hold
gum
on.
bottle that can handle just about anything. Try it for yourself.
That Claudio and Josh Barnett had a match very unlike what an AEW audience is used to seeing.
Who won Mexican? So we got Tyler Bate and Bud. They won their tag team match earlier tonight against the Galanos. Alright. I don't know why we're still calling Bud. I don't know why Pete Dunne still being called Bud. Can we change the name? The fact that Pete Dunne is on NXT and still got that stupid name, Butts. Can we change the name? Change this guy's name, please.
But as good as standing side by side.
Opportunities. Again, shout out to
Alright. Now let's go back to JD from New York and Andrew Bay Down. They still talk about AEW.
So for me, I like the 6-man idea. I just want Swerve to continue on this upward trajectory. That's what I want because I think he has so much talent. He obviously believes in himself a ton, and sometimes that can come off as arrogance and cocky and everything else like that. But I think Swerve is one of those talents that you really want to let shine.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought that was one of the best matches of the night. Obviously, a lot of people thought that as well. So we'll see what happens going into Wednesday. He should continue to be on TV and build that momentum. Zack Sabre Jr. and Bryan Danielson was a clinic. I thought it was. I made an analogy, Drew, with Jesse that it felt like because I watched it with eagle eyes. I didn't pick up my phone once during the match. I wanted to really see what these two guys can go out there and do, as I know Bryan wanted this match. I've made it. A common thing when I talk about Zack Sabre Jr. He's not my cup of coffee. He's not. It's just a different style for me. And he's don't get me wrong. He's a fucking unbelievable pro wrestler, but the technical and overly technical style is not my thing.
That's why he misses for you?
Yeah. Yeah, I find it sometimes it depends on who he's in there against. Not everybody's Bryan Danielson, so I guess I enjoyed this one a little bit more because it was.
Were you
Bryan
a Regal fan?
No.
Okay.
I'm a Regal fan. I'm a Regal fan, but I'm not an in-ring Regal fan as far as the style goes. Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah, but I thought the match was great. I made an analogy that it was two starting pitchers who were pitching a shutout going into the fucking extra innings, top of the 10th. It was a perfect match. I don't think either guy messed up. There was no miscommunication. Everything was fluid, solid, perfect. And Bryan ended up getting the victory, and now we're probably looking at a rematch somewhere down the line.
This is the closest thing you're ever going to get to Bret and Kurt.
Yeah, that's a good analogy too. Yeah,
I mean Jericho and Bret too. I don't think they might have had a match. I'm not quite sure, but that's basically what you're getting. And again, Zach is a fantastic talent, but just like JD, if somebody said you can either have Sabre Jr. or Ospreay, man, I'm getting Ospreay.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, that's just my cup of coffee is Will Ospreay. But I understand why people love Zack Sabre Jr. and they should. I thought this match was absolutely unbelievable from a technical standpoint. I'm a huge Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels guy. So for me, watching this was really a technical masterpiece.
Yeah, absolutely. And Drew did the analogy of Bret and Kurt Hennig, Mr. Perfect. 1993, King of the Ring, one of the most perfect matches you'll ever go and find ever. So if you guys don't know that match, go ahead. There you go.
Yes.
Yeah.
That whole
pay-per-view is one of my favorites.
Bam, Razor, and Perfect. You talk about
The hell?
Match in the first round. Oh my God, Bobby Heenan was fucking classic. I love that show, man. Yes, probably a rematch. Don't know where. I'm up for round number 2 for Zack Sabre Jr. to get his win back. You mentioned FTR and Aussie Open. Very good match. I felt like it was in a tough spot following that big 6-man tag with Kenny Omega and the Don Callis family. Kota Ibushi, Chris Jericho on Omega's side, and then you got Takeshita and Sammy Guevara with the Don Callis family and Will Ospreay there. That was a great match, but FTR and the Aussie Open, man, great match.
Yeah.
Can't say anything bad about FTR. Probably the best tag team on the planet right now, doing what they're doing. But man, did it feel flat. And I said, well, this is what happens when they have open challenges for the last several weeks on every fucking show. There's no legit, story going into this thing outside of Tony Khan booked it because it happened literally 1 year prior. It's a wrestle dream. So there you go. We're going to do the rematch. I mean, you're going to need more than that. And I honestly think with the precursor of the Young Bucks winning their match, it was kind of, I think the fans kind of realized that FTR was going to win this match and retain the titles, and we were going to get FTR and the Young Bucks at the Staples Center in Los Angeles for Full Gear. I mean, I'm not too crazy about anything that's going on with the tag team division, man. It's quite sad in AEW because they got one hell of a fucking division.
Oh yeah. I mean, I think that FTR and Ozzy Open is a good match, but I mean, like you said, there's no like heat, there's no build.
No.
So and Full Gear's at the Kia Forum.
Kia Forum, sorry.
Oh, and I'm just wanting because people are be like, but it's at the Kia Forum, it's in Inglewood, California. And again, like JD said, Tony Khan and AEW kind of telegraphed this. They definitely televised it. They telegraphed it, in my opinion, because I think FTR is going to drop those titles in England. That's where the Bucks are basically from.
Yeah. So we're going to have to drop those Ring of Honor 6-man tag team titles. I don't really care for the Mogul Embassy to win those titles because they don't really mean anything. I think they're better than that. But, we're going to get round number 4, and I don't really know, any fourth installment that's going to live up to the debut or even the sequel or even the third one. But
give me a ladder match.
Yeah, so it's got to be a gimmick. It's got to be a gimmick of something because I don't know if they do a standard tag team match 2-on-2. I don't know if it's really going to be all that entertaining.
If they roll into Inglewood in a singles, like a regular match, pinfall match, I mean, it'll deliver, but I mean,
yeah, nobody's going to end up caring. And then we got the main event. Obviously, I thought it was beautifully laid out. Christian, we all uttered the sentiments in the community that he's probably doing some of the best work of his entire career at age 48. He don't look 48, looks 38 to be quite honest with you. And his gimmick, legitimately, a lot of people kind of scoffed at it, and they thought it was a little out there when he said what he said about Jack Perry's father, and that's where it kind of all began with Jack Perry. And people are loving this Father of the Year shtick that he's doing, and he's like a MILF hunter all rolled into one. I mean, it's fucking great, man. I just love it. And his work, his in-ring work was always solid, in my honest opinion. He's had a great dance partner with Jack Perry and now Darby Allin. The way the match was laid out, man, 2 out of 3 falls, it kind of turned into a no DQ match. That stretcher spot was great. He pulled up the ring mat, and everything just got brutal. And then we got the debut of Edge. Man, it was everything was just laid out perfectly. I don't know who produced that match or set that shit up, but that was one of the more perfect matches that AEW was put on, man. That from top to bottom, that was unbelievable. Main event.
I will say this: I caught so much shit when I said that Christian sign was going to be game changing and revolutionary.
Well, you didn't say that at the beginning, did you?
I did. I was live there, and I said, Christian Cage is going to change the game for AEW. Now, I thought as a producer / agent, all that other stuff, I didn't think he'd be doing the in-ring work that he's doing. I have always been a huge Christian fan, always. But that doesn't matter. You can like somebody, and then everyone takes it as bias. But what I said was when they signed Christian, that his mind and be able to produce for AEW would be a huge get. Just like I thought Saraya was going to be a huge get producer backstage-wise. And these guys and girls might be doing this type of stuff. I don't know. But I will say that Christian Cage totally revitalized his career. And that was one of the main reasons why Adam Copeland jumped over there, because he's seen how much fun Christian Cage is having. And again, if you would have told me that Christian Cage in 2023 was doing some of his best work, I probably would have said, I doubt it. But man, AEW looks like they stole one.
Well, how do you if you're Copeland, bro, and you are looking at your daughter dead in the eyes, and she tells you, "I want you to finish your career with Uncle Jay." What are you gonna do?
Right, here's the deal.
He's such a bad guy, man. What is he gonna do in that case? Come on, man.
It's crazy. Like, my goal was to make it to professional sports. I worked my ass off to do it, just didn't get there. And then I stopped in college. And my best friend, my brother, shout out to Steve Giroux, if somebody gave us the opportunity to play on the same team together, I would jump on it, and so would he. So I mean, like, this is everyone's goal. Your friends, your brothers, your family, to work with them or make a ton of money with them. Like, stop it. Like, stop it. That's the goal. That's what everybody wants. Why are we crapping on somebody able to, both men or even both women, whomever, you know, if this is a different situation, being able to work with their best friends, their family, make a ton of money? I just don't get it. I never will. I never will get it.
Yeah, I don't understand it either, man. Everybody in AEW unanimously had positive receptions to Adam Copeland joining the company. This is coming from Fightful. In addition to being around, the talent, he's going to be a full-time talent. He's not going to be part-time talent. He's not going to be there some weeks. He's not going to be there every other week. He's not going to be there once a month. He's not going to be Roman Reigns. He's going to be there fucking full-time, bro. At 49 years old, full-time. What? Roman Reigns hasn't been on TV since SummerSlam, bro. Come on.
Dude, Roman Reigns, we've been over this a million times. There's a difference between talent and a draw. Roman's a draw.
I know Roman's a draw, but he's also the world champion.
He's also a major attraction. Less is more with Roman at times. We don't need you need him on Fastlane and Payback. The fuck out of here.
Now, I mean,
do we need more Adam Copeland on AEW? Yeah, there's a void over there.
Yeah, and we'll get to that.
Yeah. But you don't need Roman Reigns on every pay-per-view, premium live event, television. You don't.
Well, Copeland is going to have a significant presence within the company and has expressed his willingness to help in a variety of capacities. And Copeland, he tried to do that with WWE, during the pandemic era, and I believe even going into, when they were coming out of the Thunderdome, he had a hand in WWE Creative on Monday Night Raw. Now, I don't know what exactly he was in charge of or what segments he was, in charge of or had a hand in, but he did have some creative say on Monday Night Raw. One long-time AEW talent said that Copeland spoke about filling the gap that CM Punk left behind and that he'll be helpful and it won't cause any issues internally. That person did reiterate that Punk himself had been helpful to many within the company as well. So, I mean, they were very positive about CM Punk in some instances in that case. But this is one of the more important aspects, Drew, about why Tony Khan brought him in, not only to be a full-time performer, not only to give Adam Copeland the foundation to continue to tell his story until the end of his career. The presence that man is going to bring the locker room, the stress that Tony Khan was under with CM Punk, he's not going to get anything remotely close to that at all. He's not going to get any of that with Adam Copeland. What he's going to bring to that locker room, man, is going to make that locker room so much better when you compare it to what CM Punk did.
Here's what I'll say about Adam Copeland. I've had the pleasure of meeting him a bunch. He was extremely nice to my son. Took time to ask my son questions, which he doesn't have to do. And I say that to say this. I think Adam Copeland is going to take a different approach backstage in AEW as well. I think he'll make suggestions. I think he'll insert himself with other talent saying, hey, maybe don't do this or try this. But if they don't want to listen to Adam, talent, or they just say, well, I appreciate it, I don't think he's going to take the, are you not listening to me? You want to fight?
Yeah.
Like, what the hell's wrong with you? Like, listen to me. I know what I'm talking about. You don't. He's not going to take that. It just, from everything that I gather from his, the interactions that I've had with him, and the stuff that I've seen, he just doesn't seem like a confrontational.
No, his demeanor and cadence doesn't really come off that way at all. Yeah, he's like, I'll help you if you don't.
With Holland. Meanwhile, on NXT, Wiz Holland made a return to NXT to save Butts and Tyler Bate. So Wiz Holland, Butts on NXT. Where's Sheamus? Is Sheamus taking time off? Because the Ball and Blues haven't been used lately on SmackDown. Anyway, let's go back here to Judy from New York and Andrew Bay Dollar.
Domino's online pizza orders at menu price this week only, which includes right now.
For the Rated R superstar on AEW as compared to WWE, I know he'll be able to get away with a little bit more on AEW. We're not going to be seeing live sex or anything like that on AEW. I know he's well past that. But you guys know what I mean. That was a very raunchy character. How is he going to push the limits to make it different and kind of fit in 2023?
So here's the deal, right? I said this in a private conversation with a buddy of mine, and I said the reason Edge's return to WWE started off so hot and then simmered is because they couldn't give you the Edge we wanted. And I don't need him playing on a mattress in the middle of a ring or inflatable mattress.
Which it was fucking right. Let's be fair. That was fucking.
I was.
You know.
But WWE has moved past that, and so has Adam Copeland. But what you will see is you might see some sleaziness from Adam Copeland. You might see some aggressiveness, some hardcoreness. That the rated R superstar that he built his brand off of that. He was the ultimate opportunist and everything else like that. I think you're going to be able to see that more in All Elite Wrestling than you ever could in World Wrestling Entertainment because we're talking about two completely different companies. Not to mention AEW's TV 14. WWE, for the most part, is PG. So we're not, we're not seeing a rated R superstar even watered down in WWE. You're going to see that in AEW, in my opinion. And the trademark thing is interesting because I'm surprised WWE let it go. But, they saw no value in that type of star anymore. They just wanted Edge. And again, in my humble opinion, okay, Edge was going to AEW 4 years ago. He just didn't because WWE was like, whoa, pump the brakes. Vince in my opinion, took a defensive approach and said, we'll match it or we'll go over it and, we'll do this and we'll do that. And then they got Edge and they were kind of like, okay, this is cool. The 3 years were great. And then the last year sucked. So for him, because they basically used him as a part-time talent, they gave him the Brock Lesnar schedule and I don't think he wanted it. I think Adam Copeland always wanted to end up in AEW eventually. And the signing that happened 3 years ago, was the defense. That's all it was.
Yeah,
It
totally was because Vince was never, especially, Vince saw money in a return after 9 years. He did not want Tony Khan to have that.
Right.
Where you going? Like I'm making money off of what you've given me, and I want you in my fucking ring after 9 years. You ain't going over there to do that.
That's a great point. Vince was never going to let that IP, intellectual property that was Edge, Adam Copeland, to make his return to wrestling on a different company because he saw that happen with CM Punk. Now, Punk's return happened after Edge, but if you lose Edge and Punk in one fall swoop over to AEW, and you don't get either of those returns, man, that's a great point.
Well, not only, why didn't they do it simply for merchandising rights? The Rated R Superstar. Tony Khan's going to make a killing. They already have a shirt that's I think broke. ShopAEW.com the day it went up. Why didn't they keep it for merchandise rights? Because Tony Khan's going to make a killing with that trademark.
I don't know. Edge came out with R on his tights.
Yeah,
to me, I didn't get it. But WWE's loss is AEW's king.
Yeah,
and they simply traded Punk for Edge.
It's not a bad trade, honestly.
No.
In the grand scheme of things, it's not a bad trade. A lot of people made a big deal about his theme music. Some people were like, he should use "Never Gonna Stop" by Rob Zombie. I know a lot of people preferred Metalingus by Alter Bridge. He did mention why he used this song over everything else in the post-show scrum. He said, Alter Bridge are my friends. Mark Tremonti, who wrote the song, is a very good friend of mine. So that song is with me wherever I go. So that's very important to me. And then he talked about, to me, I'm always very musically motivated, and it sets the tone for a character and also sets the tone for Adam to get in that place. And that music, from the first time I heard it in Tremonti's house, after I dropped the beer in his foyer, after just meeting him, he played that for me with his scratch lyrics on it. And I was like, can I have that song? And I was out there with a neck injury. Can I have that song? And Tremonti said, absolutely, dude. And we had just met, he described, of the interaction with Mark Tremonti. And 20 years later, he says, here we are. And I called Mark up and I said, what do you think? And Tremonti said, absolutely. The song is fucking yours. The song is ingrained in Adam Copeland's career, Drew. And I've seen a lot of people online. This is what really fucking bugged me, man. I'm sitting in my office laughing at the shit that I'm seeing on social media. A lot of people were like, I don't believe he came out as the Rated R Superstar. I don't believe he came out to Metalingus. It's the same shit. You're just getting a 50-year-old, decrepit, broken down old man. Meanwhile, What happened with Cody Rhodes, bro? We got the AEW version of Cody Rhodes in WWE, right? American Nightmare, Downstate with Kingdom, everything that Cody was. Why do you feel the need to change something that's not broken here? Why are these people so bent out of shape for this? When
and that's
WWE did the same thing with Cody Rhodes.
That's what Vince McMahon said to Cody. I'm buying that.
Yeah. Tony
I'm
Khan
not-
is buying Adam Cole.
That. And okay, let's just stop for a second. When you think of Edge, Adam Copeland, rated R superstar, you think of Rob Zombie's never going to stop me. Go stack marbles on the freeway. You don't. You do not. You think of Metalingus by Alter Bridge. That's what you think of. That music hits. They even did the "You Think You Know Him,"
Which was Beth
That-
Phoenix, by the way.
right? But that whole thing, when that from a standpoint of wrestling and sports entertainment, music is key. It invokes
Yeah.
a reaction. When you heard that, everybody and their mother knew who it was. My kid doesn't watch AEW. I showed him that. He was like, "What?" My wife, who doesn't watch wrestling, knows who that is. And that song resonates, just like Cult of Personality.
Yeah.
CM Punk's not coming out to this fire still burns in AEW. I mean, you need that theme music, wrestlers' theme music is key. It invokes a feeling, a reaction. It hits your senses. That's what this is all about. Never Gonna Stop Me by Rob Zombie.
Well, I mean, it's not only is it music that resonates with me because I feel like I speak of Alter Bridge so highly every time somebody mentions music. I mean, they're the one band to me that I feel like I listen to the lyrics. I mean, I dedicated Blackbird to my grandpa's passing 10 years ago, so the band is incredibly important to me. And I met Miles and I met Mark Tremonti, and I said exactly that to them. And
Didn't
they
use a song in their video package too? Like
yeah,
the
it was
video-
Cry of Achilles off their first the first song off their Fortress album. Yeah, I mean, I noticed it immediately. Like, yeah, there's Edge. I mean, who else is using that fucking song?
Right.
But the music is very important. I was gonna mention Hulk Hogan, bro. Hulk Hogan had the Real American, and then he goes to WCW, and then he has Jimi Hendrix as his fucking theme. There's a reason why he chose. There's a reason why he chose that song. I mean, I can't envision heel Hogan coming out to anything else, man. It just you're gonna remember that for a fucking lifetime.
Gil Hogan
honestly.
coming out to Real American or his other one. He's American made. Like, no, you need, look at the NWO theme song. It's iconic. It's iconic. You don't have the NWO without that music hits and you're like, oh shit. Austin's Glass Shatter. I mean, I can go on and on. The Rock. I mean, it's Shawn Michaels. I mean, Bret Hart's guitar riff. There are so many things that invoke a reaction, and that's what that is. And Edge, Adam Copeland, it was that song that You Think You Know Him. And I mean, everything, the whole IP is over, intellectual property basically, is over in AEW. And that's what they bought. They bought the rated R superstar. He's not coming out in a Speedo and he's doing the whole skulls, he's doing the whole chains, he's got leather, all that other stuff. It's still Edge. It's just they can't call him that. They call him Adam Copeland.
Well, I mean, isn't WWE buying Jade Cargill the way she is too? I mean, Corey Graves said on SmackDown, I believe, when he was with Michael Cole, a storm is coming.
Yeah.
What the fuck you buying? You're buying Jade Cargill from AEW. Well, they're not changing anything. They're going to change her theme. They're going to change her, a slightly appearance, I guess. I don't know what type of ring gear she's going to have, but you're getting Jade Cargill from AEW. You're not getting anything else.
I mean, a lot of these people on social media, when WCW bought Macho, Luger, and Hogan, did they change anything? No, they didn't. The only time they changed somebody was Hall and Nash. And even Scott Hall was very similar to that Razor Ramon character.
He had the toothpick, he had the fucking accent, he had the greased back hair, the chains. I mean, why do you need to change anything? Like,
you don't.
Why?
Those people need to go stack marbles on the freeway.
Why was the reaction so bad? Like, I understand AEW going to WWE. I know a lot of fans were upset with Cody, Drew. Why was there such an overwhelming reaction and backlash to Edge going to AEW? Like, I haven't seen this in quite some time. I don't even think we've seen this at this level when Cody jumped ship. I think more people were happy to see Cody back home and, Cody getting his and the world title and finishing the story and all that shit. But Edge, I haven't seen anything like this. Why, though? Do they want to recreate the fucking Monday Night Wars in their own imagination out of this? I don't get it.
I mean, it's great that the professional wrestling sports entertainment business has never been healthier. This is very reminiscent of WCW and WWF at the time. And I'm, for one, I'm thankful for it because that was the best time in professional wrestling besides the Golden Age. And realistically, like, the Golden Age was the Golden Age because of the NWA and WWF. So competition breeds success. And I, for one, am thankful that AEW is in a healthy position that they could do this, and WWE is in a healthy position that they could do that. So, yeah, I get it. You know, everyone's like, oh, well, WWE's getting the youth movement. It's very reminiscent of 96. Well,
No,
maybe,
that's me.
but
That's
again, AEW still has a lot of young talent. And what they're doing is they're basically letting a Hall of Fame talent or Hall of Fame talents come over, play the hits with some fresh new opponents.
And the
And-
list is long.
Oh
Believe
my
me.
God. I don't understand why people do this though. The one thing I don't understand is why don't you want the boys and girls of the business to be able to go somewhere else, try something new, throw a little extra spice into their chili or their soup that they cook for you guys, and why can't you enjoy it? If you don't like it, turn it off. If you didn't like, Soundgarden, but you liked Audio Slave, cool, whatever. As long as you went for the ride, go along for the ride. If it sucks, it sucks. But at least these guys and girls are getting the opportunity to write new music and to basically, using the analogy, to have new feuds and new matches. Edge did everything he needed to do in WWE. Adam Copeland now, Kenny Omega, Samoa Joe, talked about Sting. I mean, the Young Bucks. Can you imagine FTR, the Young Bucks versus Edge and Christian versus the Hardys? I am in.
FTR
Okay.
and Adam Copeland versus Kenny Omega, Matt and Nick Jackson. Sign me the fuck up.
Right.
To get Edge, to get Adam Copeland and Kenny Omega in the same ring.
Yeah.
Adam Copeland, MJF. Adam Copeland, Swerve. Adam Copeland, Bryan Danielson. I mean,
Adam Copeland, Darby on that. The roster is long in AEW, and I think we should just be thankful that Adam Copeland is getting the opportunity to continue to do what he loves after it was stripped away from him. If there's one guy you all should be rooting for, it's Adam Copeland on both sides of the fence. I will never understand this. This is one guy that you should get behind. He is a fantastic human being, and he had this all taken away from him all too soon. And he came back, and now he's getting to write more hits, hopefully with AEW.
it's amazing. Like, I don't think the fan base, or that side, I don't even think they're fucking humans at this point. That side of the internet and the internet wrestling community, I don't think they realize that WWE did not want to push Adam Copeland past a certain level anymore for whatever reason. So he made the best decision for himself because he.
I thought the my bad. I thought there could be more NXT, but I guess not. We do have the Joe Coleman show. He's another podcaster that's gonna be doing his show at 10. He also he can talk about too, like NXT, AEW. Yeah.
Oh, and to spend time with my wife. His wife wants him to do it. His kids wanted him to do it and retire with Uncle Jay, and he wants to do it. Why is the fan base so fucking toxic? I don't get it.
Me either. Two major points. One, can you just envision Adam Copeland versus Christian Cage at All In at Wembley Stadium and Alter Bridge Place into the ring? Because that's probably going to happen. Number two, okay? The biggest people, I should say the people who do this the most, right, are the people who both AEW and WWE do not sign their checks. Look at all the people on social media who actually work for both companies, who are congratulating, praising, saying good luck, all this other stuff. The people who are the most negative about this stuff are the people who don't get checks from these companies. Why? WWE and AEW don't sign your checks. Knock off the nonsense and enjoy the entertainment we're getting. It will never make any sense to me. It will, and it never will. I don't understand this. I don't understand the shit. I can't. Well, screw him. He left us, dude. What
He
are you
left
talking
us. Who's
about? Yeah,
us?
who's us? Do they write? Do they sign your checks? Just be happy he's willing to sacrifice his body, or she's willing to sacrifice her body for the betterment of our entertainment. I don't get it. I don't get it.
He
never will.
It's crazy, man. He said on social media he actually put out a tweet, and he had to explain himself because he knew the backlash that would probably come. He's not an idiot. He says, I don't buy into this odd mentality of one company or the other. It's weird. If you took offense to that, take a walk, go get some fresh air, and soak up some sunshine. It's wrestling, an amazing gig, but still, it's wrestling. Relax. It's supposed to be fun. And it's just a segment of the fans, not most fans, and definitely not the performers. Within the industry, we all know that more choices is better for everyone and pushes us all to be better. As a wrestling fan, which I still am, it's exciting that there's viable companies providing wrestling on a national and worldwide platform. You're actually a fan of wrestling and not acronyms. That should make you happy too. I mean,
Again, if there's one guy, there's one family that you should support, it's the Copelands. Seth is a gem. Adam is a gem. I've never met their children, but I can tell you they are just good people. And he and she, they do this for y'all. Knock it off. Seriously, knock it off.
he did say his,
The first superstar to advance in the
So now let's go back to NXT tonight. We got this NXT Women's Breakout Tournament. Cameron Jordan, she also advanced. I barely know any woman because I don't watch anything that much only sometimes.
breakout tournament. In control. Hall of Fame. I've talked about that before, Phil. Animosity. James got dropped by Lynch. But wait a minute. Back in the ring. Match continues. He's going all in, dude. Almost down. Valkyria. Splash. Cover. Count. Valkyria's headed to Halloween Havoc.
So Valkyrie.
But we gotta focus.
Wait. Lyra Valkyria will face Becky Lynch at Halloween Havoc. Night 1. So Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria for the NXT Women's Championship Tuesday, October 24th. Halloween Havoc. Night 1. So that can be on Tuesday in just a few weeks. So that can be built up.
Action. It just one gig on the 100. Champion. Dirty Dom is all man.
See that right there? That right there, Dom, is your problem. You always talk about what mommy say. Mommy say this. Mommy say that. Mommy say Mommy saw who walk saw. Mommy say Jake Williams go whoop that ass tonight.
I promised Mommy. I promised Mommy I was going to bring home the gold to her and the Judgment Day.
Hey, no. Hey, Dom, look. That ain't happening, bro. You're not doing that, man. Listen, Trick. You gotta watch out for this guy, man. You know he'll roll alone, man. You know Judgment Day, if they want to be starting something, I want you to know something. I got your back tonight. Tonight, just like old times, I'll be in your corner, Trick.
Hey, Trick, let me ask you a question. Now that you're a champion, you know, 6'4", 240, and you still in Mellow Shadow?
Hey, yo, Mello. I know you my dog, and I appreciate that offer right there. I'm gonna have to decline because I got this title by myself, and I'm gonna defend this title by myself. Tonight, I'm gonna whoop this Trick.
Trick Williams going at it alone. And head to Halloween
Alright.
This business. I love this business. And when I got into this business, when I was in NXT, we always thought we
So Dominic Mysterio and Trick Williams, that's gonna be the main event tonight for NXT. Also, it was the Emperor the heel. Because we have the game off earlier. This might be a heel. But anyway,
You just pick a date, pick a cleaner.
chase you on 3.
yeah, so I think Dominic and Trick Williams are gonna be a heel. I mean,
Nutrafol
that's
is
main
the
event.
number one dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement.
I have that. Too.
Start your hair growth journey at Nutrafol.com. Every
Yeah, Dominic Mysterio is gonna be a heel in this.
War Games going into Survivor Series, but we got Cody going after the tag team titles with Jey Uso. And they just removed Jey Uso from the Usos to put him on Raw as a singles, and now he's back in a tag team going for the tag team titles. The fuck you make of this, man? Because I'm very confused.
Well,
Yeah.
I think all roads lead to WrestleMania with Roman, and this is just a continuation of that storyline. And Jey Uso is Cody's partner. I think Drew McIntyre might have a factor into this. He might fall into this category because he, on Monday Night Raw, Drew was for whatever reason bringing up Cody Rhodes, right?
Yeah.
And he's
What do
kind
you
of
want to
program-
talk about?
Right. So it's almost like they're planting the seeds, and then on Saturday, maybe that's what happens. Or this is not breaking news, but I'll give you guys something else here on the show. Randy Orton's coming back. I mean, will it happen on Saturday? It could, but I would give Randy 30 days, and he's back. So when they pull the trigger on that, who knows? But Randy's coming back, and he's going to look bigger than ever, and they need it. WWE needs it. So could Randy interfere in this match and take out Cody? Don't know. But I will tell you this. If Cody and Jey Uso win the tag titles, I'll come on here and say, I don't know what the hell they're doing.
Well, listen, I said this on my Raw review last night. I know they're teasing tension between all the members of the Judgment Day. I don't know what's going to happen with Dominic Mysterio and Trick Williams tonight on NXT. They got a rematch for the North American Championship, and Rhea told Dom, if you don't win the title back and bring it back to the Judgment Day, then don't come home.
I just want to say this before you get into your whole spiel. If you guys didn't pick up that Trick Williams wasn't supposed to be the guy to win that championship, then I don't know what to tell you. The decision was to take the championship off of Dominic Mysterio, and that was supposed to be Mustafa Ali's title.
Yeah, which sucks because I made a video on this topic earlier, and I'll reiterate what I said there in regards to that before I go on to what I think about Cody and Jey. It's kind of enhanced. The terrible decision to release Ali is enhanced because now you're talking about him beating Dominic and winning his first major championship in the company. Meanwhile, he never won a championship before that, and then you ended up releasing him, and he just basically got fucked over. Like, you had all these years to do something with him, and now all of a sudden you want to come up with creative ideas for him and give him a championship, and then you end up fucking releasing him before that happens. I mean, Jesus Christ, the guy couldn't cut a fucking break there.
Yeah, and I think that decision came from management. So
Yeah.
They weren't looking at storylines or anything else like that. They just kind of, and I think it was mutual, and it's unfortunate, but it is.
Now, the tag team titles here on Raw, Drew, do you see a chance? Is there a potential that Cody and Jey win the titles and then Cody and Jey have an open door to SmackDown? Is that a possibility here to get Cody on SmackDown with the tag team titles so that he could kind of acquaint himself with the bloodline and Roman Reigns?
I mean,
there are
there's
other
a-
ways to do it, but I don't really
Yeah.
necessarily like this way.
There's a chance I get struck by a bus tomorrow. I mean, if my aunt had wheels, she'd be a bicycle. What are we talking about here? I don't know. I mean, yeah, it's possible, but do I think it should happen? No. Cody and Jey should not be the tag titles. I win the tag team championships. I get it, but no. I mean, the Judgment Day need to retain those, and I don't care if it's Drew. I don't care if it's Randy. I don't care if it's they can't get along. They being Cody and Jey. That needs to happen. I don't want them winning the tag titles, but if WWE decides to put them on Cody and Jey, again, I would say I don't know what the hell's going on.
Well, there is an open door. I like the Randy Orton possibility, and I personally miss Randy Orton on television. I think his presence is sorely missed. Randy Orton he could fit into this by screwing them over because the bloodline, Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso, put out Randy Orton. The last thing that we saw Randy was the bloodline putting him through the announce table. Now
Right,
he could
so that's where that fits in.
he could come back and attack Cody Rhodes. Like, what the fuck are you doing? You're teaming with this guy. This is the guy that fucking almost ended my career. So there's an in there, which I think that would be great. I would rather Cody and Drew happen later on down the line. I would rather see Cody and Randy right now. That's a major program that I think Raw needs desperately.
Well, I would pump the brakes there because I think that's going.
It's time to break down the myths of the
Oh, come on.
the political elite in both parties and the establishment.
Use my pencil analogy here. If I had the pencil, I would have Randy RKO Jay out of nowhere because it just fits. And Cody be like, what the hell, man? Why'd you do that? Then we get an explanation. Why, Randy? Why on Monday Night Raw? And Randy says, because you can't trust this guy. You trust this guy who took all of us out with his cousins. And you have a little bit of a Randy Jay feud. And then you can build into Cody and Randy maybe after Survivor Series. Or you have Randy on the opposite side of Cody and Jay on War Games. I mean, you could do that too. I mean, there's a lot of things you can do, but I think the money and the smarts is for Randy to RKO Jay because of what you just said. The bloodline kind of ran roughshod and took out Randy before this.
Yeah, that's going to be a very interesting whole dynamic there. They have yet to tell us who's getting traded from Raw to SmackDown in trade for Jey Uso. Why haven't they brought that up? Are you still harping on that, thinking about that, or is that kind of dead in the water here because WWE hasn't mentioned in weeks? Cody? I'll go with Cody, man. Cody's mine.
Felt like Millhouse there for all these sips. Minus the glasses. I don't know. It seems to me like, as the weeks and it goes, they go by, you might be spot on with Cody.
Nobody wants him. He brought Jey Uso over. How could anybody end up wanting him? Drew doesn't want him there. Kevin Owens doesn't trust Jey Uso.
I know. Again, it's the who done it, who's going there, who's going to SmackDown. I guess we're gonna have to wait to find out. It's another, you hate the WWE, you jerk offs because they don't give you long-term booking. It's in your goddamn opening, and now they're doing it. So we'll see.
Raw is actually writing better television than SmackDown. I think SmackDown just feels neutered, man. I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Well, SmackDown seems like they're in that transition phase to where they're, WWE's kind of like,
yeah, this is our last year on Fox.
Yeah.
Fuck 'em.
right here, So, and that's what it is. Let's sit on it and rotate Fox. That's basically what I'm getting from that. So,
well, Cena and LA Knight, Jimmy Uso, Solo Sikoa. I think the bloodline story here has kind of died off. I think that's the majority feeling here in the community. I'm looking forward to Roman coming back in 2 weeks on television. Are we going to get a title match with Cena, or are we going to get a title match with LA Knight at the Saudi show? Which way are we going? Because I do not want it to be LA Knight.
I don't think you're getting a title match in Saudi. I think you'll probably see either a 6-man. I don't see it. I don't see the title match like a one-on-one with Roman happening.
So Cena, Knight, and Styles versus Roman, Jimmy, and Solo?
Yeah.
That's a safe.
It's a paid show, guys. I mean, you get angry all you want. The majority of these Saudi shows, the last couple were decent. They really don't have any storyline advancement. I mean, don't get me wrong, Seth and AJ, even though that was a Raw and a SmackDown guy fighting for the Raw World Championship, had some build to it and whatever else. But I know that the Bloodline stuff, the last show was decent, but realistically, these shows, for the most part, are paid for, and they don't really put a ton of effort.
Yeah. Speaking of Seth, there is a going rumor right now. We'll get to the rumor. Let me talk about this Nakamura segment. This Nakamura, Seth Rollins, Last Man Standing segment on Raw. I thought that was a very good segment. I thought that was the best Shinsuke Nakamura has looked in this renewed heel run of his. Rollins, they're selling the back, and it's mind games that Nakamura got Seth to want to give him the championship match. He said no. And he finally said yes when the time was right, and he is looking to take the title on Saturday night. I don't think we see a title change here, Drew, but it's getting increasingly difficult for me to sit here and continue to find myself invested in a Seth Rollins babyface championship run, man. I don't know how you're feeling about this, but I would not mind Nakamura taking the title Saturday night from Seth Rollins.
Well, I mean, like I said, everyone was kind of up. what the hell are they doing? Why it's Seth? Why they making Seth look like you shouldn't be the one asking for? Well, they're giving you the reasons why Seth, pressed and everything else like that, and now it's on Nakamura's terms. So if Seth does lose the championship, the story kind of writes itself. Will it happen? I'm not sure. I don't think so. No, I think Seth retains.
Keep in mind, Ricochet's a wild card.
Right. And again, there's a lot that goes into this. Could they put the championship on Nakamura? Absolutely. Will they? I don't think so. I think that championship is Seth's until either the Rumble or Mania.
Yeah. The thing that they need to do is protect Shinsuke Nakamura, because if he does lose for a second time in a row against Seth in this heel run, how much value does he have as a heel? So they have to find a way to protect him so that he continues to look strong coming out of this, because if he loses clean, it's over.
Well, I'll say this, right? I mean, Nakamura before this was doing next to nothing besides a couple really good matches on Monday Night Raw. And before this, I mean, he basically lost. So I like what they've done with Nakamura. And I think that if we make a lot out of wins and losses, right? This isn't sports. It's sports entertainment. AEW has even backtracked a ton because their wins and losses clearly don't fucking matter. So WWE has never been about that. So I think if you do it the right way, which is professional wrestling at its best, sports entertainment at its best, the art of it, we can get out of here with Nakamura looking strong here. And he is looking very, very strong. And Seth Rollins still holding on to that championship.
Yeah, there was something that happened in that segment last night with Michael Cole. Michael Cole got his flowers, 26 years. He's only missed 2 shows, which is fucking incredible to even think about. But Michael Cole got in Seth Rollins' face and basically asked why he is doing what he's doing. Pro Wrestling Geeks Online, Drew, said that during this segment on Raw, they were remembered or reminded of a CM Punk promo from Ring of Honor. Many years ago, I don't know exactly when, how people know this. I mean, go touch grass. I don't really.
Oh, yeah? You.
Go touch
All right,
grass,
guys.
man. He cut a promo that used some very interesting language. He says, and I quote, "This is my stage. This is my theater. You are my puppets, and I pull those marionette strings, and I use your emotions, and I toy with them. Because honestly, I get off on it." Now, on this week's Raw, during this segment with Nakamura, Cole, and Rollins, Michael Cole asked Rollins before Nakamura attacked. He said something about how about being a manipulator. He calls him all these different nicknames. He's known by the architect and the visionary and all this other shit. How about the manipulator? Puppeteer at times, but it seems that this time around you're actually the puppet. Now, fans were very quick to point out the similarities in those promos, and many thought it was a CM Punk dig or even a tease for his eventual returns to the company. There's obviously a lot of speculation right now. There's no real solid clues here, but Rollins has mentioned something about being the best in the world on multiple occasions. Cody has mentioned something about being the best in the world. What are we doing here, man? Are they teasing something, or does Triple H, have fun with the fans at his own expense, man?
Well, 2 things. One, if Nakamura does defeat Rollins at Fastlane, yeah, I mean, there's always a possibility. Again, like I said, I get struck by a bus tomorrow. There's always the possibility that CM Punk is going to end up in WWE. I'm not going to play the what if game, but I will say this. If you don't think that AEW has struck a nerve with WWE, breaking news here. John Cena will be on NXT next week when Adam Copeland makes his debut in the ring.
What?
Yeah. So, there you go. John Cena's headed to NXT on a Tuesday night.
What
Because
could
Adam-
John Cena possibly do or need to do in NXT next Tuesday, bro?
I don't have a notepad here, but oh, maybe I do. Hold on. Let's see. I'll tell you.
Dude,
I'm
that
gonna
is
write-
that is the most laughable thing that I think I've ever heard this year, man.
Here you go. This is who John Cena is going to have a face-off with at NXT, and this is my prediction. Braun Breaker.
You got it.
It's the only logical, or Carmelo Hayes. That's it. That's it. So, if you don't think that WWE was like, son of a bitch with Edge, even though they kind of saw it coming, Adam Copeland, and he's wrestling next Tuesday on Title Tuesday, he being Adam Copeland, they just answer with John Cena.
Mercedes.
Well, you could do that, but. And the other thing I want to just throw out there, I've seen a lot of you WWE flag planters, which drives me nuts. Like it's okay to like both. It's okay to watch both. God, no, somebody don't strike me down because AEW and WWE are both on my television screens at time. Please don't strike me down. You guys are making a big deal about next week's attendance. That building is small in Independence, Missouri, and they're only set up for 3,000. That's it. They shoot it well, AEW does, and that's it. WWE did it years ago. They did it a couple years ago, actually, when they couldn't draw worth shit in some of the buildings because the product was down. They're only set up for 3,000 people, so that the fact that they have 2,000 sold, I mean, it's not great, but it's not like the end of the world. It's not like they're giving out free tickets like WCW did. Stop it. Go get help.
Man, I tell you, man, that AEW effect is not a mirage anymore, man. It's not a fabrication of everybody's imagination. It's a real thing.
I mean, when you put John Cena on NXT because Adam Copeland, is on AEW for the first time ever, and all the Edge fans are going to want to see it. Yeah, I do think this is counter programmed.
So wait, they're going Carmelo versus Braun Breaker, and John Cena's going to be in Braun Breaker's corner next week.
I think I'll just end the video. Gonna end the video. Hit that like button. Leave a comment. Please subscribe to my channel. I'll be back in more. Thank you for watching. Might was end the video right here. I made the video long enough. Thank you all for watching. Until next time.